that how it goes?
It does.
That's lovely.
Did we decide which one this is?
This is 16.
This is 16. That's what I thought. I knew that.
Do we need a clapper thing?
A clapper. Take 16.
Podcast 16.
Oh my God.
Hey, that actually might help you sync up the audio later.
I was thinking. We should do a podcast today.
Hey, here's a podcast.
Yeah, here we are. Hi everyone. It's 8-Bit Podcast, number 16.
Ooh.
Man, we're just killing it.
Sweet
We're
16.
killing it. Are we like one a month now on
That's-
average?
Least.
Yeah, we'll take that. It's a Friday. TGIF. This was a crazy
Friday.
week. We had a lot of stuff going on. We always say it. I know. I'm not going to go into we should do this more often.
You just did.
Oh, okay. We wouldn't. That's kind of a running joke now.
We should just create a graphic that you put over the top of it.
Yeah, and just run with it.
Yeah.
So lots happened since last time. I think last time we we talked about process. We talked about I think we started talking about drones and how we were using that in some of our work. And since then, we've actually launched some of that work.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that. A few other things just lately that I think we've been kind of having fun with besides drone work, which we've done some more drone work, which we should share that sometime too. Well, it's tied to another project, but maybe some hints of it because it's some pretty fun stuff.
It is.
Real quick. So we took a day, half day?
Yeah.
When was that? About 2 weeks ago. And we went up to Iona Beach, which is, I don't actually own a beach. It's called
Iona.
Right, Iona.
Yeah.
It's named after this woman who used to, I guess, own the property and then give it to the state.
Shiona.
She owned it.
She owned a beach.
She owned a beach, which is actually Anyway, so it's north of Two Harbors on Lake Superior, between. It was just outside Gooseberry and before Split Rock. Yep. As many times as I've driven by there, I never even known it existed. We were looking one day to see where we could go shoot some more stuff, and we, of all places on the internet, we found this place. Wasn't that place freaking cool?
It was a beautiful, beautiful day.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was fantastic.
Yeah,
What did someone else say after the fact? Didn't they say it's called something else too, like
Yeah, we heard a nickname for it.
Whistling Rocks or
Yeah.
Talking Rocks, or I don't know. Probably because it's literally the whole beach is nothing but these, probably on average 3-inch in diameter rocks. And when the waves come in and they go back out, the water rushing back over these rocks makes this kind of like sizzling, crackling, just different than anywhere else on the
Pop
lake.
rocks.
Yeah, kind of like Pop Rocks. That's what they should call it.
All right.
We're gonna rename it.
All right.
Let's rebrand it.
Pop Rocks Beach.
Pop Rock Beach. Anyways, we go there. We shot some really cool stuff along these little points that came out. We shot some awesome stuff of the waves lapping up, and then we
Saw a couple little islands. A
the
cave.
islands.
Yeah.
The islands were amazing. Those were they're probably how many? Probably 300-400 yards offshore, you'd say.
Yeah, close to that.
I mean, they look
They were
close,
ways-
but they probably
they were
were a
ways
lot
out.
farther than we thought.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of the lake. But yeah, Jan, you got some amazing shots, and actually, when you look at them, they're almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that's North Shore.
Yeah, it looked like it could be like Bahamas or something because of the really blue water and because we shot 400 feet, 392 feet off the top of the water.
Well, I think that was
Straight down.
that was the idea, is that Lake Superior, as we know, is very clear. So
Yeah.
I think we kind of all agreed that it'd be cool to go out to the islands and shoot down and see, the bottom and everything through the clear water. And
Amazing
it turned
stuff.
out really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're not going to show it quite yet because it's going to be used for something else we have up our sleeve maybe later on. But at some point we'll share it. It's pretty cool stuff. But no, the other thing lately that I know we've been playing around with more. We've kind of been hit or miss with our Instagram piece. Which camera was that?
Not the GoPro.
Not the GoPro. Take a look-see. See if it'll go back on, or if it's dead. Oh! Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. Whatever. We'll go with this. We'll go with this.
I see an edit in our future.
Maybe what we'll do is we'll get some of you and then we'll get some of me. That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yay, technology.
yay technology. Whoa. Weird. Where was I? Instagram. So yeah, we've been kind of hit or miss with it, and what was I going to say?
Stories.
Stories.
Yes.
Oh my God, I am in love with Instagram stories. Which a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, boring. You're only doing it now." But man, it's pretty cool, and I like how, from an Instagram standpoint, I love the posts in general, but I think those are very, very specific in the stuff they do. What I like about the stories part is it kind of becomes this like everyday glue, if you will, kind of the stuff in between the better posts, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool too when you see how some brands are using it. You know, like I've seen a lot of some of the retail stuff that I follow personally. You know, they'll highlight an item in their store or wherever that it is. They'll have a 20% off thing, and you can swipe up to it. Whoops, you swipe up and it takes you right there. It's just, I think it's really, really cool how they're using that format, which originally I think was more of a Snapchat thing, was it not?
Yeah, seems that way.
I think it started more with Snapchat stories, and then Instagram just kind of followed suit.
I haven't been playing around with it as much as you have, but what I like about it is that's kind of the way I treated Instagram anyway. Is I was more of that day-to-day lifestyle kind of stuff that we were doing and trying to throw that stuff out there, and maybe not focusing on the bigger picture type stuff like you were saying. So that's kind of the way that I've been treating it anyway. So to know that that's what we're gonna probably use that for, it a little more in my wheelhouse. I like shooting that kind of stuff. So yeah.
And it's interesting seeing how just recording some of the mundane stuff that we do on a day-to-day basis, people engage with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's been interesting to see what a response we get out of it.
Well, and I think some of that mundane stuff is mundane to us, but other people don't realize what we do on a daily basis sometimes. And
I'm back
to not only show, we could show the final product all the time, but to show some of that other stuff we're doing is kind of cool for other people to see. And I know you were taking pictures the other day. We started kind of informal, almost like a daily walk. Just trying to get out of the office for a few minutes every day because we're so tied to our desks and working through lunches and things like that we started walking around outside. And I know you got your camera out, popping photos all over and adding to our story.
Well, it's amazing too. Like, obviously, it's just the people that follow us currently that see a lot of those stories, but the engagement, it's just as good. And they're like these little blurbs, and you put the whole thing together, hence the word story. It's kind of interesting, and especially if you can really put some thought and creativity into it, I'm sure it could be even much more.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to think about, not only from us, but obviously what we do for clients. We don't manage a lot of Instagram for our clients, but maybe we should be, So I don't know. I think there's a lot of opportunity there. It's been a lot of fun, if anything, just to kind of show, our culture and stuff like that. So
I know for me personally, as a time kill type social media, I like it because I think Facebook, a lot of times there's so much more content in there that I'm just really not interested in looking at all the time. I think I could sit down in the chair there, take a 2-minute break, and just flip through Instagram and learn more of a story. I think so. Story. But I don't know. I feel more engaged at this point on looking through that than I do anything else.
When I was just doing some research on a blog article about video formats online, and they had some really interesting statistics about how people will engage more on videos that are 2 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Anything over 2 minutes, you start to lose a percentage of your viewers very, very rapidly. People have a short attention span, and one of the points that we're making in that is that watching a 30-minute video online is a commitment that not everybody can make.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Point taken. Okay, droning on.
Yeah, if I want to watch 30 minutes of something, I'll throw on Netflix.
Yeah.
Amazon.
But those little snippets of stories are much easier for people to engage with without having to commit so much.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, since we're talking about Facebook. So earlier, before we even did this podcast, ran to an issue for client YouTube videos sharing on Facebook. found out it doesn't always work for people. Oh my God, what a pain in the butt that was.
Yeah.
Real quick, if you've ever done this and run into this yourself, and if you haven't and you ever run into it, maybe this will be helpful. A lot of times you can quickly take the URL from YouTube, paste into your Facebook feed in your post, and it'll just automatically pull in that video into your post, and then you can write whatever with it. Well, at least in the old days. I've never had this problem happen before, but now today a client had a problem with it, and oh my God, I wanted to pull the hair out of my head. Mm-hmm. So basically, you paste it in, and it just gives like a text preview. No visual with it, which is kind of the point,
Yeah.
But anyways, what we found is that if you use the developer tools in Facebook, that there's a debugger that for some reason I didn't see anything change with the URL as far as the actual structure of the URL, but you throw it in there and it basically, I don't know if it underlying strips out. So I don't know what it does, to be honest. It's too technically above my head. But basically, then it would allow it through. But then it was showing just part of it. It would show like this little like side preview which was different than I remember seeing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you seen it before? Or?
No. Well, and I think one of the main things is it was working fine in the beginning to post the video, but then it would link right back to YouTube. And what we were trying to do is we had open captioning, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen if you're scrolling through a Facebook feed or other social media, is when you're scrolling through, the video is already playing. There's no sound on it, but it's showing the captioning. So it's called open captioning. We were trying to play it that way. It was the whole idea, and we didn't want it to link to YouTube. So, yeah, I think that was kind of a new problem for all of us, and really annoying.
Yeah, and so we figured out how you can fix it. However, it sounded like the best way to do it going forward is actually put it into Facebook. Now, of course, that's great. There's a lot of other options with that, but then what happens is you can't link through to a YouTube channel or any of those types of things. So you think of it from that point of view, kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But it has the autoplay feature. It has some other things with Facebook, which you think about when you're on mobile, especially. It's kind of cool because it's not going to necessarily start unless you interact with it, but it'll start playing and hopefully draw you in. Now, the other side of it is obviously you can put in a call to action yourself. So direct them to URL. You can do a lot of things. You can add different calls to action right within the Facebook video player. So watch additional or watch now, I think, or a couple other calls to action. So it's kind of like meh.
Yeah.
What's better, what's worse? I guess in the end, it's probably better. But it's just too bad. It's just weird. It's like when you're trying to put that stuff into place, especially for a client's sake, and then have those types of weird, nuancy things happen. It's just kind of like, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I suppose there's a reason for it. So, anyways, we learned something today. Client learned something together. It's kind of cool. So,
hey, going back to Instagram for just a second, have you played around with the polling that's on there now?
No.
Have you seen it?
Nope.
I feel like it's new. I feel like a lot of people were saying it's new. I haven't noticed it before, but they in a lot of the videos I was watching through stories, they now have a poll on there. Select one or the other. Red or green, or anything. And people were having fun of mocking it, I think, too. So it was kind of cool. Something I was going to look into.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Huh.
So that's is that right within a post, or is that separate? Oh, okay.
It's right on the video.
Yeah, it's on the video itself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's cool.
You like vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream kind of deal. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right.
Well, what else is new?
Well, speaking of the video or the materials that we launched now, a lot of it was video and stuff that we had talked. We kind of teased about it before. I don't know if we ever gave much information about it, but now we can because it's launched and it's out there. We did a surgery campaign for our hospital client, which is Fairview Range in Hibbing, Minnesota. They have clinics around the area too. We wanted to raise awareness to the Hibbing area as well as their internal audience and everybody of all the surgical services they have. And one of the ways we wanted to do this was a couple of the videos we did, TV commercials and everything were testimonials. And so Jan and I went out there with a videographer and photographer and the client, and we went to a couple different places and shot some drone footage, shot some interviews, and then we compiled it all together. And I think we teased at some of this stuff before already, but we had custom music made for everything, and we were finally able to get all that stuff compiled and out there. So now it is up and launched, and a lot of great feedback so far. And the third video that we did for them was more of a hospital-based one, where we talked about some of their stats and things like that. So I think it all came together very well. We got a couple couple other projects with that are still aren't launched yet, but the bulk of it is up and out there. And you've seen them on TV already.
I've seen them, and they look not to toot our own horn, but they look fantastic. I mean, man, it's and I know for them, I think they haven't done a lot of broadcast, and for them to do this was fairly new to them, and I don't know. I'm proud of it. I think they should probably, knowing them, they probably are very proud of it. I think it's going to do wonders for them as far as competing in the tight healthcare market up here. So that's cool. Yeah.
And they have done broadcasts before, but I don't think they've done a big campaign like this that was all encompassing with many different elements and things like that. And they really haven't done a lot of larger shoots like this too. I think a lot of their broadcasts they've done in the past has been smaller within the hospital, and the TV stations have come in and shot it and things like that. So, which isn't bad, but I don't think it was a full-on campaign and had all the thought behind it like this one did. So I hope they're happy with it. They seem happy. So
I know as part of our busy summer is we've had that was actually our second campaign that we were kind of doing in parallel to the United Way, Head of Lakes United Way, which we just launched that recently too, which included campaign related video and materials, and we did 4 stories between four stories. 4 stories plus 2 internal videos. We did a lot of video this summer. Again, really proud of that work.
And that was also in tandem with their website that we designed and developed and created. So
it was fantastic from the ground up, from scratch. We did that thing, which I think, well, you've seen some of the analytics stuff. You said that it's just been going crazy as far as people signing up to use some of the advanced features on there.
Yep.
I think it's going to do a nice job for them, take them to another level. Mobile friendly, obviously mobile first kind of thought process on that, and responsive design, and then now in this campaign, I think it's funny how it all worked out. We had started that website project with them first, and then volunteered our time because we want to do some more campaign work like that. To bolster our portfolio, and obviously do a good job of doing our duty as a community partner, and give back. And it just had all happen time-wise where that played out, and doing Fairview, and
at the end, right before the campaign for the United Way launched, or actually I should say it was almost a launch party, but it was a press conference where some internal people for United Way and some of the other partners they have in the community spoke, and Jeff got up there and kind of introduced the campaign, and I think you talked about the website a little bit too.
I threw it in there. It was more about the campaign, but I wanted to just mention that since we also did that, because that was it was a fairly big project still. So
So you look back, you're talking about the summer. I mean, you have these 2 really large campaigns and the large website and another really large website and all the other stuff we've been doing. It's been a busy summer and
been a busy
start
17.
to the fall.
Yeah.
So I think if you're okay with this, we just take the rest of the year off.
I suppose that would be ideal.
Right.
We should probably cut this short.
Right.
See ya.
I got to go finish some work.
Yeah. No, but real quick on the Horizons type of thing, we're going to head out to Charlottesville, Virginia on Halloween.
Yep.
Spooky. We're actually we're a now on contract provider of services with the University of Virginia. So for those that may or may not know, we have for the last year and a half worked with West Virginia University Athletics, and that's kind of helped us get our foot in the door with some other places, including the University of Virginia. They were so large, they actually work with like 15 different agencies, so we're one of a bunch, but they're having all of us out to kind of meet everyone out there and talk about our services and kind of align ourselves with other departments there, et cetera, that makes sense for them and for us. It's kind of cool, and we've obviously checked all the other agencies, which it's amazing work. So no wonder they do some of the work that they do. They got some great partners already in the past that we'll be meeting for the first time as well. And we're excited about that.
Yeah, and one of the things I'm excited about too is not only we'll be giving a little bit of a presentation and get to hear some of the branding guidelines and things that they use, but I'm actually really excited about the tour of the campus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's an old campus, a historic campus, and I think that
Thomas Jefferson, I believe, got that thing going.
Tommy J?
Tommy J?
Yeah.
Yep. TJ.
So what I like about that is, I mean, we work remotely for a lot of places, and most of them we've been to. We haven't done a lot of work with Virginia yet, but to go there and kind of get engrossed in the culture and the campus and things like that, I don't know, I think it's very valuable, and to get a better context of what we're doing. So I'm excited about that part.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it should be cool. I think we'll learn a lot about just, another different place other than West Virginia. It's been a great relationship, and, this is probably more academic side of things, which we've done some, but nice to kind of add that to our repertoire. So
yeah. We were looking at possibly driving over to West Virginia to visit our clients that we love over there. It's a little bit longer of a drive than we had anticipated, so probably not going to happen.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Yeah.
We'll do the whole East Coast tour when we have our 3 clients that are out there.
Yeah.
And try to make a
Creative Arcade Nation.
Creative Arcade Nation.
We'll have to put a map on the wall with little pins in it.
I like that.
So, all right. Well, anything else? I think this is more of a kind of an update of where we've been the last couple of weeks since last one. But
I would just say too that we do have people that are regularly following us, on the podcast and other channels that we're giving you topics and updates and things that we're thinking about. But if anybody else has ideas,
always feel free to reach out.
Yeah.
What
do the people want?
What do the people want?
What do they want to know?
We want to give what they want.
Yes.
We should really be sitting on Twitter while we do this and get.
Ooh, there you go.
Tweet and get responses.
Yeah.
We should Facebook Live this.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Remember when we tried that?
Yeah.
But you could have people sending us tweets and we could respond.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. So maybe we'll figure it out for next time.
Yeah.
If in between you think of something, definitely send it our way.
If we don't happen to do another full-blown podcast, maybe you and I can do some Facebook Live on the road.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Nice. Real quick, too, with our Instagram, it's at creative_arcade, and our Twitter handle is at creativearcade1, all one thing, in case you were ever wondering.
I feel like I want to do this right here, and then later you can...
Like, in post, put some cool stuff in there?
Right here. This is our handle.
Maybe I'll do that.
Okay. Because if you don't, this looks really weird doing
Right.
this.
So, all right. Well, until next time, I guess we still need some cool thing to say.
I think that is our cool thing to say is we need some cool thing to say.
Oh, there we got it.
We have our thing.
Then we're good. All right. See you later.
Bye.